What's going on, Gotcha Gang? Kawaii50 here with another FGO video, here to talk to you about the holiest time of the year, and that is the GSSR. We're going to be going over the absolute 4 best GSSR banners to summon on the Elite Four, if you want to make a Pokemon reference. And we're going to go ahead and help you all who may be on the fence, who maybe don't actually need a character but want to summon on the GSSR anyways. Maybe some of you out there just don't have a particular preference. Well, we're going to help you figure out the best things to get, best things to shoot for, that is, on the GSSR. And before we get into it, as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your buddies out there. That all helps me in the face of YouTube's unforgiving algorithm. Also, GSSR gang, maybe it's a good time to get your friends into FGO if you haven't done so yet. It's only going to be 15 Saint Quartz to get a guaranteed 5-star servant, so maybe shoot some cash your friends' way, let them start the game with a 5-star, and drag them down into Gotcha Hell with you. Let's go ahead and look at the banners, starting with number 4. So the 4th most valuable banner has to be the Lancer class banner. The Lancer class banner has on it a few very, very powerful servants if we're looking at it mechanically. Mechanically, your worst gets on this are going to be either Tamamo no Mai Summer or Artoria Pendragon Lancer. They have some issues with their abilities, some things you really need to work around, some things that unfortunately make them a little harder to use than a lot of the other servants on this banner. But there are some really, really powerful goodies here on this banner as well. In terms of single target Lancers, we've got both Brynhilda as well as Skahawk. Skahawk being incredibly powerful, a absolute single target slayer who is going to get even more powerful when her counterpart who shares her face will be coming to NA very, very shortly. Brynhilda, who I'm very excited that I just pulled myself off of the banner that was up, deals extra damage to Brynhilda's beloved enemies, which very, very many of those characters in the game. And on top of that, her 3rd skill, which increases Stargather, is the main reason people ship her with Jeanne d'Arc Alter. So if you yourself enjoy that ship, if you have a Jalter, now's the time to turn your dreams into reality. And of course, if we're talking about the absolute top of the heap, we have, of course, Karna as well as Ereshkigal. Ereshkigal not only being best girl from Babylonia, she also has her Blessing of Kur ability, which gives your party a slew of buffs whenever she uses her Noble Phantasm. Truly magnificent. On top of that, she's got some very strong invincibilities, some instant kill immunities. She's also got a nice buster buff tied to her NP charge. As for Karna, he's Karna. He is absolutely monstrous. There is no reason he should have lost to Sieg in Fate Apocrypha. This man deals massive damage to divine enemies. He's got Buster Resist down tied to his Noble Phantasm, and the damage he can deal is absolutely absurd. Plus, he just got that beautiful animation update. Moving on to our 3rd best banner, we've got, of course, the class that really is made up of archers, that is the Archer class. Looking at the absolute worst thing you could possibly get from this banner, that's just, Moriarty and Arjuna. Arjuna getting a lot of hate just because of his 3 Arts cards deck, but even so, he's still pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and say Arjuna is still pretty good. As for Moriarty, the man does have a strengthening quest coming up in the future, and he's going to be a really, really good pick for any sort of evil aligned team you want to run. So if you want to make a team of bad boys, definitely Moriarty is your man to do that. As far as other characters on this banner, we've of course got Orion, who is basically your 5-star Uriel. We have got Artoria Pendragon Swimsuit, able to loop those delicious arts NPs. We've got Nikola Tesla, supremely underrated Archer boy. And then, of course, we have got who I like to refer to as the big 3. Some very, very popular characters here. Bara Daddy Napoleon, of course, showing up right after Lost Belt 2, so he is definitely worth getting. We've, of course, got Gilgamesh as well. Gilgamesh, very, very limited, and Enuma Elish is still absolutely OP on JP to this day. And finally, we have got Ishtar, who some people say is best girl from Babylonia. They're lying, but you know, what can you do? All in all, you've got a chance to get 4 limited servants on this banner. Very, very nice get. Looking at our second most valuable banner, we've got the Castor class banner. Now, I think it's easy for a lot of you to see why this banner is so popular, something a lot of people are going to be going for. You have a chance to pick up a support that you may be missing in this game. You've got your Merlin, you've got your Tamamo no Mai, you have got your Zhuge Liang. All of these characters, great fits, pretty much meta-defining characters you want on any of your teams. But wait, there's more. You can also get some awesome attacking style casters. There's, of course, if you're looking for someone more in the single target realm, you've got Ilyasviel von Einsburn as well as Zhuangzong Sanzong. I personally think Sanzong is better than Ilya, but both of these characters are going to be very powerful single target busters to add to your team. And Ilya is limited, just like the aforementioned Merlin, so really, really good chance for you to pick up a limited character. Speaking of limited characters, we've also, of course, got Nero Claudius Castor. Man, just that Gurren Lagann style NP is super, super cool and more than enough reason for you to get her on your team. On top of that, we've also got Scheherazade as well as Anastasia. Now, both Scheherazade and Anastasia can end up showing up randomly in the gacha, but still a good get if you manage to grab them. Again, just like the 3 previous aforementioned banners, 4 total limited servants you can potentially get. And the most valuable banner you can summon on, I feel like, is an absolutely no-brainer, but we definitely got to mention it here. It is the Extra Class banner. That's right, Extra Class has filled out enough that it does not need to be paired up with another banner. It is able to get its own banner, and oh my gosh, let's count the number of limited servants you can get on this banner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 limited servants you can possibly get. Only Jeanne d'Arc and Hessian Lobo are the only servants, period, that can just randomly show up in the gacha if you've just started the game. You've got Gorgon and Antonio Salieri, who can show up on this banner as well. They are story locked, so if you haven't finished their respective stories, you get a chance for them to show up here. But there are some very, very powerful characters on this banner that you really should consider going for. Of course, we've got Abigail Williams and Katsushika Hokusai, the 2 foreigner class servants, really strong at taking down berserkers. Either of these characters is going to be a really good get for your team. Some would say Hokusai is better, some would say Abby is better. It really depends on whether you run arts memes for Hokusai or buster memes for Abby. I've got a 1088 Abby, and let me tell you, she is putting in work against the Heracleses of the world. Of course, you've got your alter ego class servants as well. Okita Soji Alter, Sesshoin Kiara, and Melt. Melt in particular is about to get really, really strong when Scotty comes out. She is going to be just an absolutely phenomenal single target destroyer, going to be dealing tons of damage there. So I would say out of these 3, Melt definitely the best alter ego to get, though any of them are alright. There's also, of course, our rulers showing up on this banner, Amakusa, Sherlock, and Jeanne d'Arc. Jeanne, I would say, is probably the worst servant you could possibly pull on the extra class banner, just because she can really show up at any time. There's not really a lot of value in pulling a Jeanne d'Arc off of this banner, but either Amakusa Shiro or Sherlock Holmes are going to be absolutely phenomenal gets. Amakusa recently got a strengthening quest, adding Buster up to one of his skills. Really, really increases his overall damage. Even though he's a ruler, he's still going to be putting out some decent numbers. Sherlock Holmes in particular just got really strong on JP, getting an arts resist down boost attached to one of his skills, and in general, he's just a very, very good debuffer to throw on your team. So if you really want to future-proof this team, maybe Sherlock is going to be the man you go for. And finally, we have our Avengers, the two main limited characters you can get on this banner that I would say are the most worth going for. Jeanne d'Arc Alter as well as Edmond Dantes. Dantes, massive, massive bro, probably your biggest bro in the entire story next to Dr. Roman. And gang, he is going to get really, really strong when Scotty comes out. He's going to become like a premier sweeper, premier farmer. This man is going to be an absolute must if you are looking to optimize your quick type teams. So I would say wholeheartedly go for Edmond Dantes. He is actually the man I am mainly going for myself on this banner, and I really, really hope I pull him. But to go ahead, summarize, just the amount of limited servants on the extra class banner is so good that I think you might be a little bit crazy, or maybe you have too much love for a particular waifu. Sorry, there's no such thing as too much love for a particular waifu. Let me correct myself. That you may be summoning on some of those other banners. But if gameplay is your goal, if you like any of these characters and you're on the fence between this and another banner, definitely go for extra class. But of course, I want to know what banner you all are going to be summoning on for the GSSR, so go ahead and tell me who you're gunning for when this eventually comes out for the 3rd anniversary down in the comment section below. I am, of course, going for the extra class banner. I would love to get myself an Edmond Dantes, or maybe even a Katsushika Hokusai, but if we're talking dupes, I would absolutely settle for a Sherlock Holmes dupe, an Abigail Williams dupe, or a Melt dupe. Any of those would be absolutely great additions to my Chaldea. This is Kawaii50, hoping you have a phenomenal day, and we'll see you all in the next video.